Network Entertainment.
Hello to everyone all over the world. Magkakasama na naman tayo sa isang gabing puno ng kwentuhan, tawanan, and mapusong usapan dito pa rin sa Ganito Si Yan, powered by the Pod Network. At kasama niyo pa rin ang iyong wandering go-getter ng Quezon City. It's your boy Jacob. At today is a very grand day dahil makakasama natin Miss Grand International 2024, CJ Opiaza!
Hello! Hello, hello.
Hello.
Kamusta? Charot, ikaw yung tinanong.
Oh, stunned. I am still starstruck. Kasi parang, for context, hindi ako, parang yung era after nawala yung Miss Grand sa Binibini, hindi ako ganun nakatutok. Parang napatuod ko lang yung nung nag-final 5 na yung sa inyo. Pero mas nakatutok ako nung after, nung nakuha mo na yung crown. Kaya parang super, oh my gosh,
okay.
si Miss Grand International. Ikaw ba, right now, nafe-feel mo pa rin na or nagsisink in pa rin na sa'yo na you were or you are Miss Grand International 2024?
No, actually.
Hindi.
No, when someone calls me Queen, ganyan, or sometimes our very first Miss Grand International, sometimes sabi ko, ako ba yun? Ako ba yun? And then even some of my closest friends would say, yes, you are that queen. That crown is yours. You know, that title is yours. But I think the title itself humbles me din naman. It always brings me back to where I started. So I always remember that I am still CJ Opiaza that everybody knows. While on the other side, I am your Miss Grand International also.
Paano yung feeling na parang, of course for you, matagal na tong pangarap. Paano siya na right now ay yung matagal mo ng dream is something that was your reality or that is your reality?
I just feel really blessed na lagi ko sinasabi, hindi talaga ako iniwan ni Lord sa kahit anong dreams na gusto kong i-achieve sa buhay ko. Whether it took a little long for me to achieve something, but I think people are bound to actually do things and not get the result immediately. So that's what makes life for me exciting. That what makes us human also. So I mean, yes, it is a lifelong dream. When I was young, gusto ko na talaga not really specifically pageantry. I just want to perform. Yun talaga yung gusto ko nung bata ako. Kasi both of my parents are performers. My dad was a model, my mom was a singer. So both of them nasa entertainment.
Parang made for this path talaga.
So parang yun yung nakikita ko. And then both of my parents, open sila na. So I was in a public school nung elementary. Di ba uso yung mga canvassing?
Oo.
Pag may canvassing, lahat ng mga dance competition, kasali ako doon. Sasali ako. Gusto
Solo
ko siya.
or parang dance troupe?
As a group kayo, yung section nyo, magpa-perform for the canvassing. So parang, I think wala yata akong na-miss na grade 1 to grade 6, I think sumasayaw ata ako. So, na-open ako doon. So, gusto ko lagi yung parang nasa stage ako, nagper-perform ako, nakikita ko yung mga tao, masaya sila, ako na-excite ako. So, doon siya na-build up. And then, I really wanted to be a model. But sa city ko, sa Olongapo City, it's not a big city. And then the opportunities are also limited, especially pagdating sa modeling industry. Tapos ang uso sa amin is pageantry. So parang doon ako nag-start. Okay, sige, try natin mag-compete. Nag-audition ako for Going Bulilit, nag-audition ako for Little Miss Philippines. Yung mga ganon. So doon siya na-build. Tapos until now, parang it really became my life. Pageantry became my life. So, parang onti-onti na bubuo ko yung pangarap ko na yun kapag nananalo ako ng pageant. Minsan natatalo, but it's okay. It's part of it.
And since na-mention mo yun, ang ganda din kasi parang your journey napakahaba din at ang dami mong pinagdaanan from Binibini
Yes.
to Miss Universe
Yes.
Philippines to competing in Miss Grand. Siguro this is something I really ask queens and I really want to know, especially your perspective kasi ang layo ng pinagdaanan mo pero ang layo rin ng narating mo. What kept you going in every single time na parang nadadapa ka and everything? Kasi minsan may mga times na for queens nasasabi nila na, para ba to sa akin?
Yeah.
Or is this something na ipagpapatuloy ko ba? Baka peak ko na to. Like, kunwari, after yung nung nag-runner-up finish ka sa MUPH, what kept you going every single time na parang, hindi, kaya pa to, parang isa pa?
It's actually the dream of actually getting away from the life that I had before. Like, I'm open to everybody na I came from a very poor family. So, I think that what's kept me going. Na parang, I kind of see pageantry as a way for me to actually open another door para makaalis ako doon. It actually helped me a lot. I mean, especially on the financial side, sabi ko nga nung nagsastart ako dati sa pageantry, ang nasa utak ko lang, gusto ko manalo kasi may cash prize eh. It will help me, my family, my schooling, my sisters, everything that we need to survive as human. So, yun lang yung reason ko. But it became bigger, the purpose became bigger. Kasi nung sumasali na ako, some kids will come to you and will tell you, ate, I wanna be like you. Gusto ko din pong mag-modeling. Gusto ko rin pong mag-college. Ganito yung gusto kong i-take. Pero gusto ko rin pong maging model, maging beauty queen, mag-represent ng Philippines. So, in a way, parang, hindi lang pala life ko yung natatouch ko. But also, I get to touch other lives. Mm-hmm. So, that's what kept me going actually. To continuously join. Kasi mas marami akong purpose na nabibigay sa ibang tao. Mm-mm. So I hope people can see that also, the value of having pageantry.
Oo. And napansin ko siya, it's a common trend in story or story na parang like for example kay Atisa din, na parang she pageantry was a way for her to continue her education.
Yeah.
And for you naman, since na-mention mo na one of the things that gave you purpose was the people coming to you, telling you that you inspire them, at which point mo na-realize na I think I'm doing this not just for myself. I'm doing this because of the people that inspire me. Is there like a point or an age or an encounter na parang sobra talagang, okay, parang hindi na to para sa akin lang?
I think it's the time when I joined Binibining Pilipinas. Kasi ito yung time na, everybody knows Binibining Pilipinas. Mm-hmm. So, ang wide nung reach eh. But I was joining competition since I was young. But I think it's the reach na hindi pa ganun kalawak. But then when I joined national as big as Binibining Pilipinas, and I didn't get into the first cut.
Ang strong ng batch na yun, ah.
Yes. I would say it was one of the strongest batch of Binibining Pilipinas also. And everybody knows I was aiming for Miss Grand already during that time. So, actually, after that, imbis na parang mas mawalan ako ng pag-asa to join. Kasi, grabe, iyak ko nun sa backstage. Parang inaantay ko na lang na mag-commercial. Sana mag-commercial na. Gusto ko na bumaba. Naiiyak na talaga ako. And then everybody's just looking at me. I can see them staring at me like, bakit hindi ka nakapasok? Parang ganon. Like,
that year, siya, diba? Parang top 13, top 15.
13, yeah. So I was also asking myself the same question as they were asking me at that time. Parang sabi ko, oo nga, bakit hindi ako nakapasok? After all these years, I've always wanted to step foot on Binibining Pilipinas and not even on the first cut, hindi ako nakapasok. So I was already thinking na baka wala na akong ma-inspire, hindi na ako makahelp sa family ko, and I think I let my team down also. Kasi ang daming tumulong sa akin, especially my core team during Binibining Pilipinas. But then, sabi ko, there are still other pageants, there are still other platforms. So, why stop when you actually dream of representing the Philippines? So, that's when I suddenly passed my application form for Miss Universe Philippines. Not my team, they don't know. Nobody knows, it's just me. So, during that time, there was another pageant.
Pero hindi pa to yung time na kailangan mong mag-local competition.
No, hindi pa. Ito yung may screening pa.
Oo.
Yes. So parang, I think, few months lang ata yung pagitan from, I think we finished Binibining Pilipinas July, and then magsa-start yung Miss Universe Philippines ng January or February. February 14, I think, was the screening day. So, onti lang yung time. Nung una, hindi ako lumalabas ng condo. Nung bumalik ako Olongapo, di rin ako lumalabas ng Olongapo. So, people kept asking me, bakit di ka nakapasok? Hindi ko din alam. So, parang yun yung mas nag-push sa akin. Nung they were asking me, bakit hindi ka nakapasok? Parang there was a point in me siguro na I wanted to prove myself that I can do it. That I can still rise from that loss. And I hope nasa utak ko nun, I hope people can learn from it also. Na not every loss is a loss, actually. So, that's what kept me going.
How did you feel na sa MUPH naman, you got far? And parang, I think, isa sa mga naririnig ko kasi sa mga pageant vloggers was that hindi ikaw yung nasa clear front line ng top 5. And then ikaw yung bumasag ng mga predictions for the top 5. Siguro ang question ko, like you've experienced yung parang the hot picks and everything. Like for a girl na parang okay, wala ako sa top 5.
Yeah.
Paano mo nina-navigate yung path mo into okay, parang paano natin babasagin yung mga yung mga predictions? Paano natin babasagin yung hula?
Actually, you have to really know yourself eh. As for me personally, I don't know, baka sabihin na iba mayabang pakinggan, pero I know na over the years, I've already trained myself for this. So, I know deep inside, I can perform. So, I think yun yung parang pinanghahawakan ko that time na wait nyo lang. Wait nyo lang ako. May timing lang. Wait nyo lang ako on stage. Ayoko yung magsasalita ako, papaalam ko sa tao, kaya kong maano yan or whatever, ganun. No, I want my actions, I want my performance to be the answer. Why? Am I not part of the hot pick? Well, it's fine. My performance can show you. Yun yung sa akin. And I think it took years of experience. It took years of losses also to have that courage. So, for some of the girls, huwag kayong mawalan ng pag-asa. The hot picks are not the judges. I mean, the people who do the hot picks are not the judges. But, well, in some ways, they can actually help, especially boost you. Lalo ngayon, di ba? And it can actually help your confidence also. But at the same time, if you don't see yourself on the hot picks, it's okay. It doesn't mean na meron ng winners. It's not the result. You create your result. So you perform. And the people will speak for you. People will love how you actually show them who you really are as a person.
Yung sinasabi mo bang wait lang muna kayo? Yung tipong tatimingan mo lang?
Yes.
Would you say that's very similar also yung sa approach na know when to peak?
Yung know when to peak daw. Actually, feeling ko yung mga
tao... Or naniniwala ka doon?
No. No, I think alam din ng mga tao, hindi ako know when to peak. As in, when I see the opportunity na bugs, labas agad. Ganon.
Laban.
101% laban. Pakita mo na siya agad. Kasi, ayoko kasi yung takot kasi ako dun sa babalikan ko, i-regret ko na, sana pala nung, for example, sana pala nung closed door ganito.
Tsaka
Sana
hindi mo
pala
din alam kung aabot ka pa ng finals.
Yes, that's true. Hindi mo alam kung aabot ka ng finals, and what's gonna make you part of the finals are your performances, yung mga mauunang performances. So, what you show there will be the result on the final day. So, and yun nga, lagi ko sinasabi, the people will speak for you. Also, they're gonna defend you actually. You're gonna see it even on social media. Some would say, nakita niyo ba yung performance niya from this day to this day to that day? You know, I give credit from day one. Actually, from the training days to day one, yun yung lagi kong iniisip na it's the culmination of everything. So, walang when to peak na. Talagang sugod lagi. Nun.
And throughout the conversation natin, ang dami nating napag-usapan towards your journey.
Yes.
And we all know how that culminated into winning the first ever Miss Grand International crown for the Philippines. How does it feel na ang daming nag-attempt, ang daming almost, ang daming deserve, pero hindi nag-umabot sa final cut? How does it feel na you were able to be that girl or be that woman that clinched the first crown for the Philippines?
That girl. as I always say, I don't want to discredit all the efforts of our Filipina queens kasi they paved the way for me to be in that stage. So, thank you so much kasi sila yung biggest inspiration ko din to be on the grand stage. We almost had our almost.
Yeah, ang
Yes,
dami.
ang lapit. Alam mo yung ang lapit mo na. But I mean, going back to my MGI journey, I was also an almost.
Yeah.
Everybody would say, sayang, onti na lang, malapit ka na sana and all. But God has His own plans. So it changed. We changed the history. We finally clinched the first Golden Crown. I really am just so blessed. And I'm so happy na yung mga tao na kasama ko before, kasama ko pa rin sila until nung nakuha namin yung crown. Until now, actually. And I love how people are celebrating it up until now, even if I already passed my crown. And, hala, nasa Wikipedia ako. Charot.
Extended yung extended yung celebration kasi Philippines pa rin.
Yes, kasi Philippines pa rin. It's a back-to-back. I know. I think it also kind of opened the door for the world to see how great Filipinas are. But I mean, we already have a lot of Filipina queens who already got their crowns in their respective pageants, diba? Something that we really, really celebrate. But for people to see also queens sa grand stage, I mean, I'm just so happy. And I will be here for the next grand queens also who's gonna represent the Philippines and help them get their own crowns also.
And super exciting. Pero siguro balikan natin yung first runner-up finish. Kasi parang, of course, grabe yung hard work. You've put in a lot of work. And parang ito na yung culmination of everything eh. How did that feel na parang ito na yung international crown pero naging mailap pa rin yung crown for that moment?
Actually, we only had 2.5 or 3 days before I flew for Miss Grand International. So it was really challenging. It was really, really challenging that I was even calling on the interview with Miss Diane, designers from all around the Philippines who can send their clothes, dresses, gowns to my stylist para lang makapag-pack kami before my flight. So it was really hard. But aside from the preparation going to Miss Grand International, just like what you said, it's a culmination of everything. I wasn't really expecting to actually get into the second cut. Yung first cut, sabi ko, I think nagawa naman namin yung best namin. Lagi ko lang pinagdadasal na, Lord, just help me, give me the courage, give me the strength, give me clarity, wisdom to best represent the Philippines there, even with just an ample amount of time to prepare for this. And sabi ko, alam mo, pangarap kong makapag-represent ng Philippines. I mean, to wear the sash across your heart, Pilipinas, Philippines nakalagay doon. So, it's really my pride and honor to be there. Sabi ko, feeling ko naman, nagawa naman siguro namin yung best namin to get into the first cut, kahit first cut. Kasi prior to my year, we were unplaced.
Yeah.
So parang ang medyo mahirap mag-bounce back. And I mean, honestly speaking, most Filipinos hate or put hate to Miss Grand International. So, ang hirap minsan na parang ang hirap i-push yung sarili mo na mahalin niyo ako or mahalin niyo yung MGI. So, yung best na kaya kong i-represent yung organization for people to know it is not what is actually embedded in your minds already na ganito yung organization just cause we cannot get the crown. It's not that. So, yun yung tinatry ko nun na i-build up. Kasi that's what I experienced. I felt like I was home when I was in Miss Grand International. So, sabi ko, ayun lang, kahit maka-first cut. And I think I was called like 4 spots before yata makomplete yung top 20. So grabe
yung
yung
kaba.
Grabe na talaga yung kaba ko. Super grabe na. So, nung pumasok ako, okay, nasa utak ko, okay, swimsuit. Yun lang. Kiniklear ko yung head ko na okay, swimsuit. So, wala nang team sa likod eh. Ikaw na lang eh. Kasi,
So, taking it one round at a time.
yes, taking it, one round at a time. Sabi ko, swimsuit, okay, kailangan magawa ko yung routine ko, malinis, di lang ako madulas, di ako matapilok. I think, kasi yun yung basis nila for you to get into the long gown, the top 10. So, after that, if babalikan niyo yung video, actually, yung posture ko, doon nakaganon na ako. Kasi grabe na yung kaba ko, yung puso ko, wala na akong naririnig. Feeling ko magba-blackout na ako kasi I was the last one to be called sa top 10. So, pag binabalikan ko yung parang, oh my God, parang nakaganon na lang yata yung kamay ko. Malalaglag na ako. So, nakapasok pa din. So, yun na, nung nandun na, sabi ko, okay, kailangan kong pumasok hanggang makapagsalita ako. Because I really want to talk about the topics that are really close to my heart, which are yung speech ko, and to talk about war and violence. So, we were able to actually get into that, get into the top 5. But then I was just praying na I think I already did my part. The team already did their part. Everybody did their part. The voting Philippines, the whole Philippines. So whatever it is, whatever your plans are. And that's what happened. I won the first runner-up. It's still a big blessing.
Ano yung feeling na you were holding hands with Miss India and then hindi pangalan mo yung natawag?
I was, if you can see the video, I was crying so hard because I was praying. And then the girls were screaming, the candidates were screaming Philippines. That's why I was crying. Kasi parang yung friendship, and then it was already the girls are already flying back home after that. And then you can barely hear Philippines in the audience. Kasi if I'm not mistaken, 10 to 15 Filipinos lang yun nandun. It was just my team and my organization. Wala na. And everyone, the whole stadium was just filled with other fans or other supporters. So you would hear other countries. And parang, oh my God, Philippines, sigaw natin. Alam mo yun?
Pero grabe ng pagmamahal ngayon ng mga Pinoy
kaya,
sa
alam
MGI.
Mo, yes. Kaya the following year when I got back there for my farewell and everything, oh my God, parang the whole stadium was filled with Filipinos. Parang sabi ko, oh my
At grabe yung pagtanggap nila kay kay Papa Nawat nung nag-homecoming.
Yes, that's true. So, alam mo yung parang hindi lang crown yung napanalunan ko, pati yung pagmamahal ng Pinoy, pagmamahal ng actually the whole world, to the Philippines also. The respect they give to us as well. So, yung feeling na nandun, sobrang nakakakaba. Kung pwede nang tumawag 911, emergency, hindi na po ako makahinga. Ganon yung pakiramdam ko, medyo blackout na ako. I was just praying. And then, when we weren't called, sabi ko, first runner-up yata talaga ang ano ko, ang endpoint ko lagi. Kasi I was also first runner-up during Miss Universe Philippines. And I mean, I think I've gained a lot of first runner-up sashes already. And medyo may kirot talaga kapag first runner-up ka. Kasi parang,
ang lapit na.
Yeah, it's always a question na, ano kayang kulang?
And that's my next question. Kasi I remember may mga viral na clips ni Samber na parang yung pinakamasakat na runner-up is first runner-up. Kasi andun ka na, ang lapit mo na, pero parang hindi pa sapat para to get the crown. Ikaw ba, especially after sharing na ang dami mo ng first runner-up finishes, how do you navigate yung mga ganong ang daming almost?
It is what it is. It's life. I think not everybody would agree with me, but this is how I navigated my life. So if there's something I tried so hard, you have to put in so much effort into that, so much work into that, so much time into that. Hindi isang try lang. And then you still get into the same, or you still get the same result, then it means it is what it is. You already did your part. As long as you did your part, there's no room for regrets. Then it's okay. Nothing bad happened. You just landed as a first runner-up. And you can still make, the most out of it. You can still do a lot of more things. And I think being the first runner-up doesn't mean that it already ends your purpose. So there's still a lot, there's a lot of opportunities that opened actually after that. I totally resonate with Ate Samber, no? I mean, if I look back also to her journey when she was called first runner-up, after that, a lot of opportunities opened for her too.
Nag-PBB din siya.
Diba? Ang dami rin nangyari. So, For me, I tried to look on the brighter side. I know it was really it was quite sad for me. There were like a lot of questions up until now. Up until now, honestly, na parang, what if I was given a week or at least a month? Maybe could have been a different result. Baka mas nakapag-represent ako ng mas maayos. Alam mo yun, like, there's still questions in my mind. For someone who have been doing pageantry for, I think, for 28 years already. So parang, I don't know, it's still here. The question is still here, but also I celebrate the winnings I got in my life too.
And you were able to win the crown. And now, siguro, this is the time wherein we talk about passing it on and what comes after. You've passed the crown last October to Emma Tiglao. Ano yung feeling nung pagpasa ng crown that was something that you've dreamed for a long time? Parang was it like feeling of closure? Is it a feeling of beginnings? And ano yung mga emotions na parang this was something I dreamed of and now the era maybe finishes or this is the end of the era?
I think for me it's a feeling of both. A disclosure kasi I was just given like 5 months, I think. 7 months of the reign. 7 months. So sa 7 months na yun, ang daming nangyari. So parang sobrang bilis lahat. Parang ayoko pa siyang i-close, but a queen only have 1 year for each reign. So dadating talaga sa point na you have to put an end to it. So I was like closing that chapter, but also it means there's gonna be a lot more doors to open. So after that, ang dami-damang opportunities na nag-open. I was also able to kind of relax, I would say, from the responsibility. Kasi when you get the crown, you have so much responsibility to do. But I love it. I'm a fan of being exhausted. I don't know. Is that a good thing?
Parang marami ding mga parang there are people also that enjoy being busy.
Yeah.
Na you find fulfillment na wala akong dead air today, wala akong tenga moment.
Parang pag wala akong ginagawa, parang oh my God, something's wrong, may mali yata akong ginawa or hindi na ba ako karapat-dapat sa mundo? Charot. Parang alam mo yun na parang bakit wala akong gagawin ngayon? So ang gagawin ko, maghahanap ako ng gagawin.
Ano naman yung mga siguro, syempre we wanted to know like, sino si CJ beyond the crown, beyond pageantry? Ano yung mga ginagawa mo naman pag mga times na wala kang ginagawa? Or times na wala kayong ganap sa Miss Grand?
Or hindi siya hindi pageant related. So normally, I'm just a homebody. But at the same time, I love going out alone. I love my alone time. So what I normally do, I just go to a cafe, sit there. I love people watching.
Ang saya.
I really love people watching kasi it kind of tells you a story. Parang it starts with you. You're in a cafe. You're just, whatever, clearing your mind. You just want to enjoy this time. You're looking at your environment. You see people and, they have their own stories too. You see a family. You see a couple. You see someone enjoying her own time also, someone working out. Alam mo yun, like parang sabi ko, oh my God, this is the reality of life, And you also don't know what's happening or going through their minds and through their daily lives. So what I do, I normally just go out like that. Punta akong cafe, mag-scroll lang ako on social media. And then pagbalik ng bahay, manonood ng K-drama. And manonood ng vlogs. So normally yun yung hilig ko.
Doom scrolling.
Yes. Kasi we don't always get the time to actually do that. So when I get the time, talaga namang kulang na lang pumasok ako sa screen.
And enjoy ang every moment.
Yes, that's
Pero
true.
hopefully now naman that you've passed on the crown, that you have lesser responsibilities in the organization, you get more time for yourself.
Yes, I get more time for myself. But yeah, I get more time for myself, which actually leads to, why do I have so much time for myself? So I think of other ways, of other things to do beyond doing anything related with pageantry. So normally yon, and then focus ako sa sisters ko, I mean sa family, sa sarili kong time. So normally yun lang naman ginagawa ko.
And for your 2020s, parang it was heavily defined by pageantry eh.
Yes.
As in, every year, parang you were competing,
Yes.
you were preparing for something. And now that you've passed on the crown, you've won, parang syempre there's that, okay, I've reached that pinnacle of the dream na tipong I've got that international crown. Siguro now, what I wanted to ask was, when your life is not anymore oriented towards that preparing for the crown, what's the next competition? Paano mo nina-navigate yung ganong phase? Or parang, syempre, it's also confusing for you. Pero how do you handle that na parang, hindi mo na iniisip ano yung next competition? Ano yung next pageantry na sasalihan mo?
Well, I have to admit there's fear in that. I think people don't really acknowledge that when they get to achieve something they've always wanted to achieve for the rest of their lives. But you have to acknowledge the fact na you can feel a little scared of what's gonna happen next, but there's definitely gonna be a next chapter, which actually leads me again to thinking or excites me na, okay, there's another thing that's gonna happen. Don't rush it too much. It's gonna happen. So I try to, I'm a type of person who tried to rush things before. But now I kind of try to just navigate life slowly. Things are coming my way. I try to make some small steps to make things happen, those dreams that I really want to achieve beyond having crowns. But I just know that the Lord have plans for me, and I'm just going to wait here. But also do a little bit of some steps for that. So that's how I try to navigate life after pageantry. But also I don't want to close my heart into it. I mean, pageantry have always been my dream. And pageantry, the landscape of it is changing now.
Yeah.
It's changing drastically, actually. So we don't know what's gonna happen next. And I don't know what's gonna happen next to me too. But everybody knows how much I love pageantry. As I always say, it's like my life. Really my life. I mean, from a young girl trying to be in Little Miss Universe and then now to actually having an international crown, diba? It's my life. I don't know, maybe there are things that's gonna happen again inside the realm of pageantry, but let's see. But for now, I'm trying to build more of my personal dreams, other personal dreams, and my dreams for my sisters specifically. Yeah.
And ang ganda din kasi na the landscape in this era ng pageantry is parang the age limit. Parang dati kasi parang after 28, okay, I can
Yeah.
focus on other things in
Yes.
life. I can be this person, I can do that. Pero parang now in this era, okay, after 28, pwede pa.
Yes.
And now parang mas open na with MGI All-Stars also.
Yes, that's true.
Oo.
Sa 100 tanong, meron akong 1,000,000 sagot. At minsan, mas marami pang tanong. This is Kuya Kim and I'm thrilled to invite you to my podcast under the Pod Network, Ano Ba Talaga? With me, Kuya Kim Atienza. Kaya kung may gusto kayong malaman, matutunan o ma-discover na bago, makinig na kayo sa podcast na to. Marami akong mga guests, topics, trivia, and revelations on the show. Ang masisiguro ko sa inyo, you'll always learn something new. Just search for Ano Ba Talaga with me, Kuya Kim Atienza, on Spotify and wherever you listen to podcasts.
So now naman that you're navigating a lot of things more personal to you and more focused sa'yo rather than focused on a pageant or a crown. What were the things naman na parang na put aside for the longest time kasi you were focused on pageantry that now you're able to work on or to be able to focus on?
I think siguro kasi now I am focusing on having, well, hopefully having my own studio for training queens. So before, I've always wanted to do this. Like I've always wanted to share my knowledge in pageantry. So I've always wanted to be a coach. Specifically for pasarela. And I mean sharing my experience and expertise in a way pagdating sa pageantry. But then I kind of put it aside kasi lately lang naman ako nagstay here sa Manila. So the market, if we look into the market in my city, there's no market in there. Or if there is, ang liit ng probability na I'll have my market in Olongapo. So sabi ko, I really need to change my place first and try starting coaching. So I did start it 2024. I think if I'm not mistaken, medyo big risk yun for me. Yung pera ko, yung savings ko, just a backstory. I just have a little savings noon. Sabi ko, kailangan ko na mag-transfer to Manila kasi that was the time na magpapasa na kami ng mga crown for Miss Universe Philippines. So, medyo dumadami na rin yung activities and events dito sa Manila. Kasi before, over the years, kapag may event ako sa Manila, I just go back and forth. Subic to, Subic, Manila,
Kahit
Manila,
nung
Subic.
Binibini.
Yes. Nung Binibini, ganun yung mga una. But then you have to stay in Manila kasi the activities are like every day.
Sunod-sunod na.
Yes. So, nung mga
Ganun
una.
din sa MUPH.
Yes. Ayoko nang i-name yung pinagstayan namin na small hotel. But ganun ko lang pinagdudugtong-dugtong yung pera dati. So, gagawin ko kung kunwari walang activities for 2 days or 3 days, uwi muna kaming Subic. Kasi sayang yung kakainin na araw and oras. And I'm the one funding also. And then there's little help from people. Thank you so much. But then it was really hard. I mean, ang gastos. And dito sa Manila, kailangan mo mag-grab, mag-taxi, ganito. Hindi mo ako pwedeng
Kasi pag nag-commute ka, hulas.
But then, ginagawa ko pa din yung kahit Miss Universe. Nakasakay ako sa...
Wow!
Yes, nakasakay ako sa movie. Gano'n. Tapos, hawak ko lang yung buhok ko para hindi siya gagalaw. Gano'n. Tapos,
so ayos na ayos ka na.
Yes, ayos ako. Like, full pack ako.
Tapos pagdating, ayun, rampa na.
Yes, bababa ako na medyo, okay, atrasan tayo on this a venue. Ganon.
Para may ano
pagbaba
pa.
Ako, pak. Oh, di ba?
Aura na.
Mukhang bumaba ako ng Land Cruiser. Charot. Ganon. So, ganon na yung ginagawa ko before. So, dugtong-dugtong lang yon. Kaya nung lumipat ako dito sa Manila, yung savings ko, sobrang, I think it's enough to pay for my condo rent for just 3 months. Actually, kinausap ko pa yung owner nung condo. Kasi di ba normally, wala masyadong mga short term dito sa Manila. I noticed. 3 months lang. Kasi 3 months ko lang siya i-rent kasi yun yung kakaining time nung time na magpapasa na kami for MUPH. Tapos sabi ko, for that 3 months, kailangan meron akong ibang work. So sabi ko, what if i-try ko na mag-start ng coaching? Kasi maraming nagtatanong. But then, lagi akong may fear na wala naman akong studio. Kaya lang, nasa Olongapo ako. Paano ko yun gagawin? So, yun yung risk ko. Yung pera ko, as in, sakto for the rent. Binayad ko for 3 months. And then, may onte for my 1 month pagkain, pang-bills. So, kailangan ko talaga magturo. Kasi, if not, baka maging zombie ako doon. Natulalaan na lang ako sa condo, di ba? So, ganun lang siya. After that, dapat babalik na ako ng Olongapo. Thank God, dumami yung trainees ko noon. Paunti-unti. From 1, naging 2.
Pero that was the year din na nag-Miss Grand ka, diba?
Yes. It was the same year. So, after noon, lumipat ako dun sa unit ng makeup artist ko. Nakigulo muna ako sa unit niya. Kasi, yung re-rent ko, may pambayad na ako ng pang 4th month. Yung i-rent ko, hindi na pwede kasi na-rent out na siya ng iba. Dahil yung contract ko is short term na, 3 months lang.
So, naghanap na siya ng pamalit.
Yes. Grabe ka, ate. Charot. So, lumipat ako dun sa unit ng makeup artist ko for quite some time. And then, tuloy-tuloy pa rin, may mga turo pa din ako paunti-unti. Pero enough lang to survive for my basic needs. And to send money home. After that, lumipat na kami na magkasama kami sa unit. So, until now, tipid pa din ako, di ba? Tipid pa din ako, hati kami. So, until now, dumami na siya ng dumami hanggang sa na-build ko na yung The Canvas. I still have no studio. Hopefully, that's one of my plans, my dreams this year. If not this year, next year, I don't know. But hopefully, I'll have my own, I would say like school. But it's just, I want it to be just a personality thing for helping girls who just want to bring out their confidence, their esteem, or those who want to be really into the pageantry, you know. I really want to share my knowledge into that. So, yun yung isa sa... Actually, I'm not paano ba? I am a big dreamer when it comes to representing the Philippines, having crowns. But I would say I also am not a big dreamer kasi gusto ko lang is magkaroon ng sarili kong studio. Yun lang talaga. And I think I'll be able to achieve my dream through the dreams of these girls or these people that I wanna help. So yun yung isa sa gusto kong gawin.
Pero feeling ko din naman, hindi yun siya parang, hindi siya big dream. Para kasi, feeling ko din sa nakikita ko sa'yo, parang, di ba yung atake mo sa Miss Grand is, take it round by round.
Yeah.
Feeling ko din mas may dreams na mag-resurface kapag na-achieve mo na yung isa.
Oo. Hindi lang ako siguro na parang, gusto ko magkaroon ng corporation, lalabanan ko ang Ayala at S. Charot.
Wow!
Wala, hindi ganun ka...
Gusto mong tayo sa sarili yung pageant,
diba?
ganon.
Hindi naman ganun ka-intense yung aking I mean, I don't wanna put an end to it. Like, I don't wanna close doors to that. But hindi ganun ka-intense. I would say na parang hindi siya ganun ka-big of a dream or ka-komplikado. I really just wanna have my own studio. But whatever happens, kung ano yung mga opportunities na dumating, hopefully ma-build ko pa yung brand ko when it comes to content creation. Baka bumalik ako sa vlogging. I don't know. And actually, may mga iba pa naman akong gustong gawin. And then some businesses like, well, one of my biggest dreams would be to have our own home. Especially back in my city. So I want to build my own house. For now, I had my biggest investment. I would say siguro ito yung isa sa pinakamalaking risk na ginawa ko after winning the crown. Also, I tried to save up enough money to buy a land.
Oh.
Yes, and it was
Congrats.
actually a little I saw a bit of Riza's interview. It kind of resonate with me kasi that land was a relative's land also. Who I would say, we're not so like connected as a family. I mean, you cannot really say family just runs in the blood. Sometimes it's not. So now I was able to buy that land.
Wow.
It's now under my name. Thank God. And now I am building something to it.
At least nagsisimula ng may maipundar.
Yes. And
kasi
yun
from
lang
humble
naman.
beginnings.
Yes. I mean, the life I had really humbles me in a lot of ways. Kaya pag may nagtatanong like, for this big of an achievement, how do you stay grounded? I think it always brings me back to my life before. I mean, it's still our life. Slowly. Slowly trying to get out of that.
Pero siguro question ko lang din kasi parang a lot of people ang perspective sa mga beauty queens or parang sa lifestyle ng beauty queens, it's very glamorous, ang daming pera and everything. Pero nagulat ako sa kwento na nagmo-move it ka, sa small hotels ka.
Oo naman. I mean, eto ukay, eto regalo. I mean, ganun lang. That's how I survive. Even up until now, you can still see me sa mga ukayan. Well, I love thrift shopping. Mas tipid.
Totoo.
Wala kang kapang-kaparehas. Char. Diba? Ayaw naman siguro lumabas ng mall para kayong dance group. Char.
Actually, oo, minsan may makakasalubong sa mall. Teka, t-shirt ko to
Diba? So, I mean, yun na lang yung nasa utak ko. Tipid pa ako pag nasa ukay ako, di ba? Laban mo lang na mabuti yan. Tapos, well, I get to have collaborations wherein I get some X deal. So, I don't need to pay. I mean, girls math daw. I don't need to pay. They don't pay me. It's okay. I still get, maybe that's why. Some would say na, grabe yung lifestyle nito, ganito yung, kunwari, aesthetic niya, ganito ang ano niya. But, I mean, you have to check the work behind that also. How we get into that. It's not like we just splurge money into that just cause people say beauty queens have this kind of like lifestyle. It's so different. I mean, for me, it is very much different. No, you can still see me when I'm back in Olongapo City. Magta-tricycle ako. Hindi lang ako nag-jeep kasi lagi ako nauuntog. Maglalakad lang ako. tipid pa rin. Sabihan nila, kuripot na ako.
Pero buti hindi. Parang, kasi it's good. Ang ganda din na ano kay, parang you still stay grounded. Kasi parang a lot of people, pag na-experience na nila yung lifestyle na naka-limousine, naka-van, may hatid sundo, nasasanay. Pero ikaw, parang ang ganda na parang with your story, na parang, even if you've experienced this glamorous life, you were Miss Grand in Thailand for 7 months. And then pag uwi mo, okay, tricycle.
Yes.
Move it.
Oh my God. Actually, binaby kasi din ako ng MGI. So, first time ko naka-experience ng business class.
Wow.
Yes. First time ko
So
naka-business.
kahit nung lumipad ka for MGI, hindi ka naka-business class?
Hindi. I mean, I think even yung first flight ko was a pageant when I was 18 years old. So parang tuwan-tuwa na ako noon, nakasakay ako ng plane at 18. Parang first in the family. Alam mo yung may ganun pa na parang first in the family to graduate college. May ganun pa ako na, okay, wow. First in the family to ride the plane at 18 years old. May ganun ako. Tapos, eventually, nakapagpunta akong Thailand, nag-vacation lang. Vacation. Pero sobrang tipid yon. And then eventually, after the Miss Grand, ang dami nangyari. Nagpa-fly ako, naka-business class, hindi ko alam pindutin yung mga something-something. Tapos magtatanong, Mom, what do you want? What drink do you want? Ay, may ganon.
May siniserve pala dito.
Diba? Sabi ko, ay, may paganyan kayo sa bandang likod kasi wala kaming ganyan. Dahil tubig para...
Parang ano pa mas mabigat pa sa loob nila magbigay ng tubig.
Sabi, Mom, what do you want? Do you want some juice? Do you want some wine? Wow! Sabi ko, may ganun dito. Tapos, matutulog na. Hala, hindi ko alam pindutin. Yung mga pindutan doon. Sabi ko, first time. Tapos, alam mo yun, it kinda shows you a different side of the world for me na hindi ko na-experience naman yun eh. Like, I would say being babied, para akong prinsesa. But at the same time, sometimes I fly alone. That's how they train their queens also in Miss Grand. You fly alone, you just meet the staff there, same airport, dadating na lang kayo do. You do your makeup in the plane, you do your makeup kapag may layover ka. Most of the time, I do my makeup sa plane kasi kailangan pagbaba ko, nakaayos na ako, bit-bit ko lahat ng maleta ko, naka-heels niyo ako makikita, naka-dress niyo ako makikita. Full glam ako, pero ako rin nagbubuhat ng mga maleta ko and everything. Pero paglabas, kailangan that's how
aura.
Yes. I think yun din yung nakatulong yung kinalakihan ko dati na parang it's not something na naninibago ako na kailangan ko pa rin gawin to para sa sarili ko, but then I also have to be this person. So it still keeps me grounded. So ang funny lang kasi lagi kong sinasabi sa MJ, hala, ito na yata ang last business class ng buhay ko. Kasi sa kanila ko lang yung na-experience when I travel to other countries to represent the org. And at the same time, alam mo yung pangarap mo yun na I mean, for me, pangarap ko makapag-travel sa buong mundo. And then I get to experience that with Miss Grand. Akala ko dati yung una kong naipon na vacation money to go to Thailand, yun na yung first and last. But then, nasundan siya. Bumalik ako ng Thailand for the competition. And after that,
nakailang balik ka pa.
Yes. Now, parang panlima, parang ayaw na nga sa akin ng Thailand. Tapos, I get to travel Asia. I was able to go to the US also. Grabe, pag binabalikan ko, magpa-process ng mga visas and everything na, hala, hindi ko in-expect. Akala ko dati hindi ako magpa-process ng mga visa kasi wala naman akong money
akala mo yung
to travel
passport, pang ano lang, pang ID lang.
Masabi mo lang, meron akong passport. Yung tipong mag-expire na lang, wala pang stamp. Ganon.
Pang ano lang, pang decoration
diba?
lang sa bahay.
Pero I really am so happy kasi ang dami talaga nangyari. Super dami nangyari.
And ang ganda na parang ang daming nagbago sa'yo pero you still remain grounded. Pero siguro, etong next question ko naman is, a lot of times, minsan sa mga tao, parang if nakuha na yung dream nila, they're less eager na to go and pursue something more. Or parang what comes next. And parang, actually, ako kasi naging listener ako ng podcast ni Kat. Na parang that wanting to do something more or parang kasi parang you've achieved your your ultimate na eh. How has your relationship in wanting things changed or parang maintained, or how did you navigate that relationship with being eager for a dream pa rin?
I think napanood ko din ata yun sa podcast ni Miss Kat and ni Miss Nicole. So it's really true. kumbaga parang yung sa the hierarchy of needs, if you go back to it, diba? Yung pinakamataas doon, self-actualization. So, yun daw yung hardest to achieve. Actually, it is really the hardest to achieve. But then, after achieving that, ano nga naman din yung next? Well, dun sa pyramid, it is the pinnacle. It is the tip of it. The tip of the pyramid. But getting into that, marami ko pang kailangan pagdaanan muna. And my relationship into wanting things is actually, it's still intact, even if natapos na yung pag-achieve ko dun sa one of my biggest dream, which is to have an international crown. I think it's because I always think there's something greater that's gonna happen, and I just need to actually wait for the time. Sabi ko nga lagi, when the time is right, the Lord will make things happen for you, diba? So you just have to really wait for it. And I'm just trying to make myself excited on what's gonna happen next. I just really try to put in my mind na there is something happening for me. More bigger, more greater, so you have to be ready. Maybe it's a bigger challenge for you too. So, kasi you're gonna navigate a different side of your life now. But I mean, as I always say, I don't want to close my my doors into the pageantry because I don't know what's gonna happen next into pageantry. Maybe I will definitely still be involved into it. But aside from having the crown, I want a lot of things to happen. Like I want to be a performer. No, I think not everybody knows I was part of a dance group before, so I want to go back to it. So maybe, there might be a spark into it na baka may biglang lumabas. Baka maging part ako ng girl group, ganon.
Akala ko sabihin mong next XB Jensen.
Pwede din.
Nagkakawa.
No, actually, because my genre is cramping in hip-hop before. Pero, XB-Jensen ba? Kailangan nyo na charot lang. Hindi, di ba? So, it's like, you have to actually try to peel the paper already of the dream that you already achieved. But there's gonna be another paper on the book and you have to write things down. You have to navigate your life, not other people to navigate it. So you have to really try to write it down, think of it, but also take your time. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. There's gonna be signs. And then that's gonna spark that new dream for you. And you try to take the small steps, as I've said earlier, to try to take the small steps, then everything will follow. Promise. I promise you, things will follow, but you have to learn how to wait. Kasi not everything is instant in this world.
And something that I really appreciate or parang like about our conversation and talking to you today is parang you seem very receptive to uncertainty. And that's something na a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah.
Kasi ang hirap na wala kang control sa what's next eh. Parang at
That's
least
true.
having an idea of what you want to do, where you're going, kung ano yung mga plans mo for yourself. How do you embrace that uncertainty?
I was once in that position too. Alam mo yun, lagi nasa utak ko. I mean, until now, isa sa laging nakatatak sa utak ko, ayoko or takot akong mawalan ng pera. Kasi I already was in that position. So, it's hard for me. Parang may fear sa akin. So, from that experience to now, so you always go back to the years na nagdumaan. Kasi hindi naman to bata na takot pa sa uncertainty. Kasi kung babalikan natin, pag bata tayo, actually, we are so excited with it. Kung ano yung mangyayari, what's next, tomorrow's lesson. So, as we grow older, I hope we go back to that also, that excitement of what's gonna happen next. But at the same time, try to kind of go back to what happened in your life. Go back to that experiences. Ano ba yung ginawa mong steps nung nangyari to? Nung nangyari tong isang bagay na to? Were you able to grow? Were you not able to grow? You were still in the same position? What should I change into it? What are the values that I have to change also? There are a lot of things that you need to unlearn and new things to learn. So you have to be open to that. I know it's scary, but it's the reality. Slowly, all the time, I always tell people, take it slowly. You have to open your heart to new things and you have to unlove some things too. 'Di ba? Kasi may mga bagay nga na parang minsan tinatanong mo, baka para hindi talaga to para sa akin. Try again. Try again. Try again. And if hindi talaga, then you have to learn how to unlove that. Or maybe learn from it, get something from it, or baka meron kang pwedeng mas i-open na dream na medyo related to it too. So, I know it's hard to build that kind of mindset, but it takes courage and it takes time. And you just have to really believe in yourself. Try to look in your environment. May mga tao dyan sa paligid mo that can actually help you to getting into that position. You have to have that circle of people na makakatulong sa'yo. And sometimes, you also have to cut ties with some people who are not helping you to grow. It's one of the hardest thing to do in life, actually, to cut ties with people you actually have already grown, like friendship or any type of relationship. But sometimes it doesn't really help you to grow. You have to cut it. And sometimes doon lumalabas na you can do more when you cut ties with these things or some things that you like doing.
Ang ganda. Ang lalim din nung ng nasabi mo, Miss CJ, and super agree ako na parang sometimes you just embrace na may seasons talaga na hindi mo control na talagang hindi mo alam kung ano yung mangyayari, and you just appreciate na dadalhin ka kung saan ka dapat pupunta.
Yes, that's
and
true.
Siguro ito for my final question sa'yo. Ang daming tao na parang hirap with that uncertainty. Hirap with navigating new chapters and redefining themselves. And navigating siguro the various changes in their seasons. Redefining their dreams, redefining goals, and redefining achievements. Siguro, if there's something they can pick up or if you have any advice for people who also navigating this rediscovering season, ano yung mapapayo mo?
You have to be open into suggestions, opinions from people or things outside your own zone. Kasi, like for example, my story, which I hope can kind of build some inspiration and courage for some people to do things. Kasi, personally, before I was so vulnerable sharing some of my stories, but I think it really helps some people. Not everything was also instant for me. Like, for example, finishing my college. No, it wasn't instant. I wasn't even supposed to go to college. I tried to do pageantry. I go back to pageantry again. You try to go back to something that you love. Maybe it can offer you something to another things, to achieve some other things. Like what happened to me, there was a scholarship for a certain pageant. I joined the pageant thrice to get the scholarship. Just because I badly wanted to finish a degree. So after that, what happens next? Still, we are in the same situation. We're still poor. What do I need to do? I tried to find people who can help me in the modeling industry. I do hosting for free. I do hosting for gift checks just to do groceries. So I hope these stories that you hear from me, for example, from other people, from your friends, you try to open your mind that you can actually learn from this and you can go back to your own life experiences and maybe you can get something out of that. But then you have to, again, learn how to open yourself in the world. That uncertainties it's gonna be there. Uncertainties are there every time. You don't know what's gonna happen next, yes. But you also don't know that it can be the biggest change or biggest stake in your life that you've always waited for. And you have to take the risk for that. And I want people to know that, I believe I am more and I can do more, so are you. So you just have to really go back to your core, what you really want to do, what you love to do, and what's your purpose, why you're doing it. It may take some times, but it can actually give you the biggest gift in your life.
Wow. Ang dami nating napag-usapan today, but super also very, very insightful. Kasi parang in seasons of life, there's really that kind of redefining an in-between phase. Na parang you're in the middle of two different eras and you're navigating kung sino ka ba, and parang you're also trying to hold on to the person you once were, and also trying to grasp
Yeah.
the person who you're becoming. So parang it's really important to really just allow yourself to flow naturally and allow yourself to find your purpose and find your own space. And yun, thank you so much, Miss CJ,
Thank
for this
you.
conversation.
I learned a lot from you too.
Thank you so much. And I am really, really happy na parang we got this conversation na hindi siya pageant focus,
Yes.
but a conversation na parang navigating the life outside of pageant.
Yes. And yeah, I hope people can learn from some of the things I've shared, some of the things you've shared too. Kasi sometimes meron tayong mga, for example, from you, meron kang mga nababanggit na hindi ko naisip yun. Pwede ko palang gawin yun. Or it can actually change something that I've always believed in over the years. Parang, oo nga no, maybe because I was holding into something for so long, kaya hindi ako nakakaalis sa posisyon na yun. But then, it's actually about opening your heart again to learning things from outside your own world.
Yes. Thank you so much, Miss
Thank
CJ.
you.
And siguro eto na, if your fans, supporters, and followers want to follow your journey, or parang people who just discovered this episode now want to follow your journey, saan ka nila mapapanood, or ano yung mga bagong aabangan sa'yo?
Well, for social medias, you can follow me on Instagram. Mostly I use Instagram, CJ Opiaza, on TikTok @_CJ Opiaza. I'm very much active there. Sometimes I do live also and just talk about random things. You can follow me on Facebook. My official Facebook page is Christine Julian Opiaza. I think nakakrown nata ako sa profile picture because sometimes they ask the official page. And there's gonna be a lot more events that I'll be doing. Some still related with pageantry, especially with Miss Grand International. You have to watch out for season 2 of MGI All Stars, and I believe I will still be there.
As?
As aabangan sa susunod.
Oh
Charot.
my!
Hindi. I will still be there. Anything related with Miss Grand International. I mean, my heart is with Miss Grand International, and sana po mahal niyo pa rin ako, Papa Nawa ng Mami Teresa. So, I mean, every time they need me naman, I will be there. Anything related with that. I mean, anything related with pageantry, because pageantry is love. Pageantry is life. It's my life. And then after that, there's gonna be some things that I will be navigating more, like, for example, content creation. I've always wanted to do content creation. I think there was just like a lot of things that was like stopping me before to do it. But now I have a team who's helping me with that. So, malay nyo, singer na ako. Meron akong album this year. Wow!
Wow!
Huwag nyo nang abangan kung meron man. Joke lang. Pero yeah, I hope you follow their podcast also. Ganito kasi yan. So, there's a lot of things that you guys are gonna learn from them too.
Thank you so much for spending your time here with us. And ang dami ko
Thank you.
natutunan. And you're one of the individuals that I really am excited to talk to.
Thank
and I'm
you.
super duper glad to have this opportunity to
Salamat
speak
po.
with you. And yun na nga, kung nagustuhan nyo tong episode na to, why not share it on your IG stories or share it on your social media pages and use the hashtag GKYXTJOpiaza on your stories or wherever. And you can tag us at GKYPod on all social media platforms. And ako naman, the Charles Jacob on all social media platforms. And lagi nating pakatandaan na in life, we are navigating these seasons. And we just need to keep going and go with the flow. Dahil at the end of the day, we are surrounded by all kinds of uncertainties. And we just have to be like Miss CJ and embrace the uncertainty. At ito pa rin ang ganito kasi yan.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.